bring this village board meeting to order. September 12th, 2023 at 7 p.m. I guess we'll have the roll call, please.
I have trustees Chris Samples,
Here.
John Talbot, Jen Christensen,
Here.
Phil Motisi,
Here.
Nathan Maz,
Here.
Patrick Yarlam,
Here.
President Rick Worm is absent, Treasurer Brenda Onabany is absent, I Clerk Sandy Maz am here, and Public Works Supervisor Brett Fergie.
Here.
And just so that everybody's aware, Chris is President Pro Tem tonight pursuant to our ordinances.
So I guess it's time to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
All right.
Why don't you get up there?
Start it, Rob.
No, Indian.
Oops.
Yeah, I just was trying to figure out where to start.
You want me to read the items on the consent
Yes, would
agenda?
you read the
Yep.
items on the?
Tonight for approval on the consent agenda is item number 1, the August 8th, 2023 regular board meeting minutes. Item number 2 is the bills payable dated September 12th, 2023 totaling $273,838.98. And item number 3 is the outside meeting pay for elected officials totaling $400. That was just reading them.
So at this time, does anybody want to remove an item from the consent agenda? Does any board member wish to pull an item from the consent agenda for further discussion? Hearing none. I guess it's now you, huh?
No, it's me.
Jen,
I move to place agenda items 1, 2, and 3 inclusively as consent agenda items. Further, I move that all items be considered together as the consent agenda.
So Jen made a motion to consider all the consent agenda items 1, 2, and 3,
Mhm.
and John second.
roll call.
Roll call, yeah.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Nathan,
Yes.
John,
Yeah.
Chris,
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
I move to adopt items 1, 2, and 3 inclusively on the consent agenda in a single group pursuant to the omnibus vote procedure specified in the Illinois Municipal Code.
Second.
Then move to accept accept the consent agenda items 1 through 3. Nathan seconded. Roll call.
Bill,
Yes.
John, Nathan,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Jen.
Yes.
So it's 7:03 and the consent agenda passed. I guess we had nothing to remove. No items to remove from the consent agenda, so we don't have to consider that. Report of officers, we have the water report and the fuel report. Anybody have any questions on either of those for Mr. Brett Fergie? Public Works Supervisor?
Awesome job, Brett.
He doesn't want any questions.
I don't care, he gets them.
I would
Sound
be
close.
interested how you answer the questions on that report.
I'll get back to you on that. On point like always. Thank you. My answer.
So we have the utility bill drawing.
No. not with family.
Brett, if you could.
Fergie can hold it.
Yeah.
It'd be better if Jen does it.
Oh, that's right, because Jen can't win, but Fergie can.
You could win.
Yes, he can.
He donated back as well.
Now we'd water
Don't-
grass then.
He got free water.
Just one now.
Just the address, please.
133 Prairie Moon Drive.
So close.
Is that your neighbor?
Other side of the tower.
So, from the clerk,
The FOIA report is in the package, nothing super exciting in it. And then also I cannot make motions, but this ordinance is updating our remote attendance policy to be in compliance with the new laws that have passed that allow you to attend if you are caring for, I believe, childcare.
So I'd
What
like
it
to,
says.
Yep, so that's the update, but I cannot make a motion, so.
I'd like to make an emotion for ordinance number 23-17, an ordinance regarding remote participation in meetings.
And that was to approve it, correct?
Yes,
Second. Did you say emotion or emotion?
motion.
Oh, I thought you said.
I'm not singing today. so-
Which second are you taking?
Jen's.
All right.
So Nathan makes a motion to approve the ordinance number 23-17 ordinance regarding remote participation in meetings. And second, roll call.
John?
Yes.
Nathan?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Patrick?
Yes.
Jen?
Yes,
Bill?
Yes.
That's all I had.
Well, we have no treasurer here tonight, so I'm not sure what discussion we're gonna have on the treasurer's report,
you
but.
can't answer.
I can bring
I don't
anything
know.
back and I can answer most questions.
All right, well, there you go. Anybody have questions?
So,
I looked at it. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. Nothing I had questions on anyway. Anybody else? Nope. All right, then I guess we go to the report of the committees. First up, Community Development and Events Committee.
So we have our discussion on budget, which I haven't found prices on any events yet, so. We do have a local town that is going to be celebrating their sesquicentennial. I can't remember the date, but I plan on attending. And I think do I have to FOIA what they spent, or can I thought I just call and ask their clerk?
Who is it?
It's,
She couldn't remember.
up by Caledonia,
If you tell me the name of the town, I
starts
could,
with a C.
Caledonia?
No, it's not
Capron?
Caledonia,
Capron.
Capron.
Escape room.
okay, I do not know the clerk
Okay.
there. So you can call and ask, and if they won't answer, then FOIA it.
Yeah, that's why I just didn't know,
Yeah.
because I know like before when I was looking into stuff with Belvedere, they just flat out told me.
Yeah, no, and some will, so if you call and they have
Okay.
the information, and, or they may tell you that it's run by somebody that's not them.
Well, I know they advertise like all these events and different things, so
Yeah.
I'm just curious, so
All right.
do that. but, And then getting to our Halloween drive-through on Halloween or whatever we decide to call it. That is our discussion right now is what do we want to call this? Yeah, I emailed with her. I don't know if anybody has any creative suggestions on what to call it, but we're just planning on doing that on Halloween in 3 different locations in town. And then I have the discussion on the community holiday party, which is going to be on Saturday, December 2nd. I've kind of decided I was doing it from like 5 to 7. And I think I'm gonna go back to daytime hours, like 1 to 3. Because I'm having a hard time getting other groups to come in for participation. Just because due to like, if they have like a Saturday evening church service, you're cutting into, holiday parties and family times and stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna go back to like a 1 to 3. I've had some groups already reach out and plan to, be there and do stuff, so. That's a plus. I already have Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus booked. So I'm on a roll with that. But that's all I have.
Well, next up is the Finance Committee. So, I thought Rick was gonna talk to.
To the best of my knowledge, they did not correspond, but we have to pay this invoice at some point. As a municipality by law, we need to pay things within 30 days, so
Are we out of time?
I believe we are.
All right, so then we need a motion to.
You wanna pay it as is and we can try to see.
Yeah, well, assuming that they would, revise it, which is no guarantee, right?
Yeah.
you know, if we have to have it paid before 30 days, is that state law? What is that? Yeah, all right, so we've got to be close to the time and we don't have a meeting next week, right?
No, we do not.
So, I would assume we'd be out of time by the time we actually paid them, so.
What actually happens if you don't pay? 30 days, nothing.
I think that there are fines and late fees and things like that we then
The
get
state?
encouraged.
Actually,
They're now
the state, the state has
I see what you
a
mean.
rule, if you don't, at least for state agency, they have a rule, if you don't pay within the certain, the 30 days, then
You're
you.
subject to some.
Right,
Yes.
it's not a penalty, it's interest,
Yeah.
so, you know, I'm not sure if that's really all that important, but.
I
There's
just
no.
say we pay it, strike this person from doing things.
Well, absolutely, if we pay in full, and if Rick wants to talk to him afterwards and try to, you know. Negotiate either some additional services or equipment or whatever, then go ahead, but personally.
It's just like.
For the amount of money it is, I doubt very much it's worth it, and I doubt very much we should use them anymore. So what exactly do we need then, a motion?
A
to-
motion to approve the
All right,
invoice.
I can do that as.
Yep.
All right, I make a motion to approve the invoice for Socknick Contracting Company in the amount of $5,550 for repair of internet systems and water plant.
Second,
All right, I made a motion and Nathan seconded. You got a roll call?
Nathan,
yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes,
John.
So we're not gonna use them anymore though, right?
No.
All right,
Nope.
probably don't have a use for them anyway.
We do not, we know the only system that he was able to, that we had originally asked him to come repair, he was the only one able to do so. The system that is currently running can be done by many other people, so including somebody in-house.
So I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 2350, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of a third-party administrator service agreement between the Village of Davis Junction and PPG Retirement Plan Services Limited for the Village of Davis Junction 457B plan.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Anybody want to know about it?
Who seconded?
Jen?
I'm good.
Oh, all right.
what's it for 6 years, this agreement?
I'm sorry, one more time.
What's the length of the
You
agreement?
know,
I thought I saw 6 years or something on there, I didn't know.
It says you could cancel it out in 90 days.
Yes, that,
If you want to. I didn't see the term. Was the term
Yeah.
6 years?
I
I don't think so. I think what they do is when they want to increase the prices, then they come back and
Yeah.
ask us to pass a new resolution.
I think
which is why we're
anybody
passing
can
it now,
cancel,
because
yeah.
It's a little more expensive. I mean, truthfully, it's like
Yeah.
$600. It's or $650. I can't remember which. It's not much money for them to administer the plan.
Okay,
Roll call.
Patrick,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill,
yes,
John,
Yes.
Nathan,
Yes.
Chris.
Yes. Just to go along with that, I've been going through the information that I got from the village treasurer on possibly joining the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund. I'm still reading through that, and when I figure out what's exactly going on, then I'll come back to the board with information in the future. Just wanted you guys to know.
As a replacement for the 457.
Yeah, it would be a replacement for the retirement system if we decided to join. Except for that, the information that's in the current packet is from like 2017.
That's
It's-
about the last time that we had it
It's
done.
extremely old.
And then you'll bring your thoughts on whether we can afford it.
Yes, you know,
I mean, for,
I have to see how much we're actually paying for currently before I can even evaluate. You know, either
Because-
one.
what we agree to, we want to make sure something 10 years from now, other board members will agree to, otherwise.
Oh, it's. Well, I'll bring that information too. That's not a.
I think it's something we should definitely consider for retention,
Well, when you join,
not the way I want.
can't opt out.
Oh, it's one of those deals. Oh,
Once you're in for good.
oh, well, then we don't have to worry about 10 years from now. do we?
That's nope.
You're
Cause you
right.
can't get out, but I'll bring all the information when I'm done, going through it. I probably need some new information because what's there is so old that I doubt it really applies anymore.
I think it certainly adds to, we have a pretty decent pay scale around here. I think that just adds to decent insurance. That just definitely makes.
Oh,
another
I
great
guarantee
thing.
you retirement is
Yeah.
what helps keep people. It's just a whether or not you can afford it and how much it costs.
Yeah.
And if you can anticipate the cost, which is something that I'll be looking at.
Yeah.
Because currently we know exactly what it's going to cost us because we know what our contribution is.
We do not.
Why not?
Because not everybody contributes to the max.
No,
so
but
it
you
fluctuates.
know what it could be.
Yes, but that is not what we budget by any means.
No, that's up to you guys.
Yeah, there's only about a handful of us who participate to the max.
But we know what our maximum liability is.
We do,
That's the difference.
Which is.
yeah, which is a fraction of what we budget.
Our maximum liability, of
Yes.
course.
Yeah,
What
our
is the
max
maximum?
liability is.
There would be no
100%.
point in.
Yeah.
If you're not, go ahead.
What is the maximum liability?
For what?
That,
For the 457 plan or
the IMRF.
I don't know, I haven't.
Oh, you're
I
talking
haven't
about the
gotten on.
401.
The 457, just like any four oh
What
one
is it,
K
4%?
plan, there's only so much that you can contribute.
What
and
is
so
it,
much that has to be
4%?
matched. It's the same as a, it's,
No.
it's
About
tips.
6 at work.
It may not be exactly the same, but it's typically
Oh.
like a 401K.
Well,
Go ahead,
my
Sandy.
percent- my employer's match is 6%.
Go ahead.
We have 9 full-time employees.
Is a 401 not similar to a 457?
It is, it's just a different tax,
Right.
IRS tax
Right.
thing for government entities.
I don't have all the information on our.
Why would somebody want to put
Okay.
away, I mean, if we're matching 4%, you make 50,000, that's 20,000 or $2,000 match.
Some people can't
per
afford
year.
to.
Right.
So
Yeah.
divide that 22,000 by the total number of papers, you do the max contribution, double your money, why wouldn't you do it?
You gotta,
If you can afford
We
Yes.
are not here to manage everybody's personal budgets and personal things or. what
Especially if
their
they have
spouse
kids.
Does or what their, how that impacts them.
Oh, when you
or
hit
any of those
55,
other
you wish
things.
you would have done it, let me.
and that's the difference. When you're 25, it seems like a long way
Yeah.
off. When you're 55, it seems like tomorrow.
Yeah.
But that's a choice that they
I would
make,
recommend
not
that,
we
well, then we
make.
maybe come up with some other ways to make that more affordable for people to understand the value.
Yeah, if everybody were to contribute, it'd be like $120,000 and we only budget 65.
But I'll get with Brenda when
Yeah.
she's back and, cause to admit, you can't compare without having the numbers for both, so. and
Yeah.
Not that you can get exact numbers from the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund, cause apparently. it's more than
Yeah, because they will they'll estimate it, but they'll ask us for the information, which
Yeah.
is.
And
Right,
then you can buy into that too, right? Catch up.
Yes.
over as well.
well, they give you 5 years, so that was a shock.
Will they give you 5 years?
They do.
Oh, wow.
Well, that'll cover a good chunk of people or a good chunk of people.
We're still responsible for our share.
Yeah.
Is what they like to refer, or what I read as an unfunded mandate. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I have to get,
It's a
I have to get, right, I have to get all the information. You just can't without knowing it all. And how long has our longest person been here?
Weaver, and he's going on 23 years.
When's he retired?
And that doesn't matter again,
When-
questions we
when
don't
he's
know.
ready.
Yeah, when he's ready.
No, I hope he doesn't retire.
Let's move on to the Parks Committee.
Oh, you missed over
Oh,
ordinances.
I did.
It's at the bottom.
Oh, because it's just one thing. Sorry. Bill, anything from the ordinance committee,
Nothing listed.
Parks Committee?
Does anyone have a problem with Little Scoop mobile food trucks selling food in the community park during the football game?
What do they sell, ice cream?
Ice
I
cream.
believe that's what Little Scoop is.
Yep.
Well, it could be kitty litter.
I could, but that'd be weird to feed to the, so, I mean, there are a few pets out there, but I don't know enough to feed.
You never know.
To bring Maybe it's gonna be dog in the
Well,
park day.
So we'll
I
have,
don't know.
we're gonna have quite a few.
It's great.
Yeah, bark at the park.
We're gonna have quite a few trucks out there then, huh?
Actually, there's
3, right?
There's only 3 authorized.
3
for this
authorized.
event.
correct.
Oh, I thought there
So,
was-
no, that was for the second. The second had
Oh.
quite a few. This one is Head-ins, the taco truck, and Little Scoop.
All right.
Those are the only 3 authorized.
We're just missing the usual Kona that's been up there.
I have no
Yes.
issue with that.
Sounds good, Nate.
This is kind of replacing that, it seems, at the moment.
A thing.
I know.
You got certificates for free ice cream?
Oh, so they're out
Some
there.
of them will probably be out there. That's the. pack
So
thing.
if no one has a problem, we can approve that?
You want to make a motion to approve
Make a
that?
motion for approval of Little Scoop mobile food truck to sell food in the community park on September 16th, 2020.
Second that.
Nate makes a motion to approve a Little Scoops mobile food truck to sell food in the community park on September 16th, 2023. John seconds, roll call. Do we
All
need
in
a- All in
favor?
favor? There we go.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Nate,
Uh,
would you be able to figure out,
motion
ask
passed.
them how many flavors that we bring? And we
Two.
maybe put it on social media.
Chocolate and vanilla.
No,
Is that not enough? What, you know.
I don't know, maybe it'll be a game time decision.
Sherbet, will they have sherbet?
All right, I'm making a motion for approval of community benefit agreement between the Village of Davis Junction and Sedum Solar LLC.
Second.
Nathan makes a motion to approve the community benefit agreement between the Village of Davis Junction. And how do you say it? Sedum Solar LLC?
Kira, is it Sedum or Sedum?
Sedum.
Oh.
I say Sedum Solar, but to each their own.
Your company, Sedum Solar, John second. All, is this-
Discussion?
yeah, sorry, is there any discussion?
Thank you,
I
Nate.
didn't ask that last time either.
Kira for all the hard work there.
Do we need a roll call? I assume?
Yes. Ready?
Yep,
Jen,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes,
John,
Yes.
Nathan,
Yes,
Chris,
present. Can't vote for it and be
yes, no,
hypocritical.
or abstain, please.
Fine, I'll abstain.
Thank you. Patrick,
Yes.
thank you.
So you still voted in the majority there, Chris. Thank you.
Doesn't matter, I just vote
Yes,
for it.
does it means the same?
that is all I have.
Kira, you'll notice that Rick is absent, so I have asked him to come in tomorrow morning and sign documents. So as soon as I have that, I will email it over to you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sandy. Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Good
Good night.
Just out of curiosity, somebody, you can vote present, right?
Evidently not,
No, I think
or
you
she
can.
wouldn't let you.
I think you
So
can.
our attorneys have advised that it is not the best way in which to vote because it makes it wishy-washy on my ability to do roll.
That's
Because
okay.
it is not a recognized,
I'm okay with abstaining.
yeah, it is not a recognized vote.
And what's your reasoning for not just a yes or no?
It's easy. I would like the village to have the money, so I don't wanna vote against it. But it would be hypocritical to vote for it because I voted against solar farm.
You can change your vote anytime you want.
That's my
No, you
theory.
can't. It's too late. Roll call's been
No, I don't
taken.
mean in general,
Ow.
you have a right to change your mind on how you vote.
Because if we went back and voted on solar farm tomorrow, I would still vote no. It's not about the money for me. So
No,
anyway,
I'm glad.
you got anything else, Nate?
I said no already.
All right, thanks.
And thank you.
I'll only ask you 3 more times.
And I
Sorry.
do thank Nathan for that. I would not have ever gave that any thought and that was very beneficial.
Huh?
To the.
Hopefully it'll recoup some of the money it costs us.
Yes,
So
exactly.
that's-
Just even- Yep, that will pay for a lot of different stuff.
So John, we're up to you with streets and ditches.
Senor Brett, did you have anything this evening?
I do not.
He does.
I do.
Brett may have something after all. Go ahead,
So,
Sandy.
I
What?
received a phone call this week from a resident who lives on White Birch. I did put the map up behind you, so you guys know which road that is. It's this
Back.
long straightaway along the back of the subdivision.
Drag strip.
And so they asked if there was anything they could do about speed signs, because we actually don't think there's any back there. Or traffic control devices or children at play or something, but there's nothing back there right now, and it is an absolute straightaway.
Yep, and people drag race on it.
So I
So
told
we
them
need a
that,
speed hump?
I told them that I would bring it here, but I
Humps and a
didn't,
bump.
but I didn't know if we wanna ask, Willett Hoffman to take a look at that and for their recommendations, because it does have to have a study, you can't just do it.
There are stop signs. It's not like it's.
Nah.
There are no stop signs on
on
White
White
Birch.
They're on the roads that
They're-
dead
they're
end.
on the-
Intersection.
Anyone's gonna stop it.
They're not, trust me.
Here's the thing, stop sign's not gonna stop somebody when there's
Do
nobody
we
there.
need, do we
so-
need a research order for?
Well-
So and how are we gonna research what they're doing in the middle of the night?
Well, and here's the issue, so,
Is it?
up until recently,
Not
White
stop.
Birch did not have a bunch of homes on it, and as you can see by the semi map, I think there's a few more than what's missing, than what's
Yeah.
shown here. But they're now building on that part of the road and on this end of the subdivision. And so, whereas last time we had a traffic study done, there were no homes out there, now we've got a dozen or more homes out
Oh,
there.
And I know one of the homes has a
Will- it has a-
disabled child.
yes.
with a power wheelchair that lives there.
Yes.
Safety.
Are you just gonna
safety,
put a
safety.
random stop sign
I
in
know,
the
I'm
middle
saying-
of the road though?
Nobody's gonna do anything until engineering gives a recommendation as to what it is, because our name is not Bob Protz.
Okay, so we need to make a motion to
No.
get the approval.
It's
done?
not on the agenda. I need nothing. If you guys are okay with Fergie reaching out to the engineers and asking them for their opinion, then that's the next step.
Brett, do we need to put in a temporary speed bump? A non-permanent speed bump? We
No.
don't need engineering.
No, we own those, and no, the answer is no.
Thank you, Brett.
Why?
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, you're saying no for what reason?
Because we actually own those, and Bob Cross attempted to put those in back in 2011, and they were, oh, this was before your time. Bob Cross installed them without board approval in 2011, and the issue is that is one, you cannot install traffic control devices without supporting documentation from a engineer to determine that it's necessary.
There it
or
is.
needed. And then the second one.
Oh, that's-
Filter through, sorry.
And the second thing is
Recommendation.
you cannot have the speed bumps that we have that are available for us to install quickly are not regulated for road use.
Why do we still have them then?
Because we got parking lot, which we've decided maybe someday we'll put them in. I've been talking to Parks about it for about 10 years now, that eventually we could just use them in the parking lot.
Honestly, I didn't even know we had them. until, like, the other
Get rid of them.
Yeah.
Sandy,
Okay.
you said there's no speed limit signs back there?
I don't believe.
On Prairie Moon, yeah, there was a whole bunch of them, yeah, they were horrible.
In the traffic study, the last one, it does show.
There might be one or two, but maybe
It's
not.
Not down.
Few
with-
minutes.
Doesn't matter, there could be half a
Well,
dozen.
Okay.
can't we put speed limit signs?
Well, the reason we hadn't did is
Didn't
for two,
study it.
because it wasn't developed.
Shows in the study here 25 mile an hour. I'm looking at it right
Well,
now.
it is all 20. Yeah, it
Yes.
is.
So we could put signs up.
That's where I have the question. Is that map? showing
Trying to
the
answer,
sign
but-
recommended sign locations are?
It points to a spot.
Yes.
Yeah,
So wherever that traffic study says we've already approved one, we can put speed limit signs there. That we can do, but that's just a speed limit sign. It's not.
Can we start there?
well, we weren't worried about the people speeding on Autumn, so I worried about these people.
Autumn has a curve on it contract, and this is a straightaway. I
Right.
get what you're
When's
saying.
Matt
Change the
prepped?
people speeding.
Matt comes at admin.
Admin, I believe,
Yeah.
yes.
Let's just try to get Matt prepped for that for admin and let's just go from there.
Yeah.
Take Sandy's recommendation and what she's suggesting, because she looks at this a lot more than all of
Yeah,
us.
what I'm saying is, we can install speed limit signs out there. The reason they've never been done, two reasons. One is because it wasn't developed.
Yeah.
And two, we weren't gonna go put a bunch of signs in that are gonna get removed if we do a street project and start from square one again. So now that it is building out there, if we wanna put some signs
one
up
of
for
the-
speeds,
That's
we're
one of the.
more than
problems
happy to
with
do it. We have. So,
Um,
not a problem.
I feel more comfortable just waiting like Sandy's recommended. Let's get Matt here. Let's get
Sure.
it talked about and Sandy does this
Sure.
daily. We just, well, you do too, but.
And in the event of a study. would
More money,
Would the speed limit sign come out?
Probably not. No, that entire subdivision is 25 miles per hour
Yeah.
regardless. That
So
won't.
putting in
change.
the speed limit sign
Yeah.
now or
Yeah.
later, it's
Yeah,
gonna happen,
definitely.
right? Most
Yeah.
likely. So can we put this?
Yeah, the old-
There's a moment, can we put this?
Um,
this on it?
And as Steve said, he doesn't.
At least
have
just
to
start it?
honestly, John, we actually got approval of this last stop sign on Golden Prairie and Ottawa from a smaller version of a study and then a written recommendation from the engineer, and it didn't cost that much. It wasn't a full
It doesn't
study
matter.
like we did in
You could put
2018.
speed limit signs.
I know, I just, if we have a study in a place for it right now that has already been approved, most likely will be the place that we would so choose to do that plus something later. I see the point of just going ahead and doing whatever we're gonna do now and then.
Fergie did mention that he was really thrilled if you guys would approve like 5 or 6 speed humps for back there.
Do you know where the house is by itself at the end of the road?
Yes, on
That's
two
where people
hundred.
start their drag
Right
race
here?
or their whatever, because they're sometimes just by themselves and.
Until they go.
And they've been doing it-
On the north end.
They've been
it
doing
comes
it for.
Yeah,
12
but I
years.
I see some value to what's, we put a speed bump where it don't belong and then an accident happens and then there's a whole bunch of liability.
Yeah, we should not, we learned from Bob Cross that we cannot install traffic control in this, in the terms of stop
If a
sign.
stop
but
sign, that
speed
would
hump.
stop them either.
Yeah,
You can't-
they don't stop at normal stop
A
signs.
speed hump may, but
Yes.
like you said, the traffic. study-
Definitely slows you down.
I've seen people.
Well, they're not gonna drag race over it
We can ask Matt to be
It still
prepared
slows
for
you
that
down.
discussion at next
Once you hit that thing,
meeting.
you're like, whoa.
in 2 weeks.
The speed hump, I mean, what, we
Press
covered 12
what-
things here.
whatever will.
Recommendations they have.
Necessary for
To slow traffic down on White
Yes.
Beach. Oh,
Yes.
okay, all right.
12 things, oh, geez.
Yeah, it's been quite a few. It's been
Putting
quite
in
a
a
few,
speed
yes.
hump there on there is kind of.
Yeah.
Wishy-washy too,
Yeah.
because that is so, that road is pretty old, that's pretty.
Well,
Uh,
that's the thing too, is you don't want to put a speed hump on a street that's
Wore out.
falling apart.
Yep. Well, I mean, I guess.
Because then you're
we'll-
gonna remove it when you do the street, and
we'll
you're gonna
wait to see
redo it
what
again.
That has to say, but I'm saying that's going to be an issue.
Yeah, at some point, yes,
The
but
question that the phone call that I had brought up and Jen also brought up, is there such a thing as a sign for handicapped child at
Yes,
play?
yes.
Or,
uh,
I know there's
yes.
for blind, I didn't know.
I
There was
believe
one for
there
that,
is
too.
for hand, I believe you can.
Okay, but once again, do we have other handicapped children in the subdivision where we don't have a sign that could use?
Well, we have
That
one
they could
for,
ask, and this
That I
is
don't
the
know.
phone- I received this phone call with that information, so.
I'm on the automobile for somebody who's either deaf, I think.
No,
Can you
it's
actually
over on
look
Avery.
into a handicap sign? Is that
Off
what you
of
want?
the one, the street that
Well,
goes.
you asked Matt about that too.
That goes.
So, they're very-
The handicap sign.
what,
If we could put one in, like, do we need a study for handicap signs like that, or do we just put them in?
I don't know why you would need a study for that particular
Wow.
sign.
I was gonna say,
Somebody
because
study.
if they live there, they live
Are,
there.
are
They either
we,
live there or they don't, I'm assuming.
do you know the do you know that
That's
family?
what I'm thinking,
Yes.
anyway.
Could you reach out to them and
Thank
find
you,
out if
Brett.
that's something they'd be interested in,
Yes,
and then let Fergie know?
yes.
Perfect.
Because I mean, I
Yeah.
would think that would be okay, because that's not a controlling
Right.
sign of
I
any
think
sort.
so,
My
too.
guess is it'd
It's
be
just
okay.
an alert. It's like
Yeah.
a neighborhood
Yeah,
alert.
yeah.
Yeah, because the neighbor across the street,
Yeah.
contacted me but if you wanna contact that family and then let Fergie know if that's
Um,
a sign they're interested in.
Yeah.
That's fine,
Maybe.
that's fine.
Okay, so I'll add this to the agenda for the admin.
On the positive side, I did see the county sheriff's department drive down that road, last week.
Was he drag racing?
No.
He came through there
He
Saturday. or
was going
something.
out slow, I think he was looking for something. But I mean, I get all kinds of, we get, golf carts and.
Oh, side by side.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Why don't you get out there with your little ID
Yeah.
card and tell them to stop?
Okay, that's all I had.
Find out. Somebody run me over anyway, so there you go.
Fred, do you have anything else?
No.
No,
That's all I have,
no,
Chris.
Patrick, you got anything for utilities?
I do not.
Economic development, anybody have anything for economic development?
Have we heard anything back from the state for
No,
our
Nope.
grant?
Matt always has an update, don't he, Brett?
yeah,
does.
Can you see if he's bringing an update?
You want me to check with?
Since you're on the phone with him.
Ironically, they have to approve it soon, yeah, otherwise. they'll
I was
have
gonna
to-
say, cause isn't our
They're gonna have to
deadline
extend.
2024 or
Yeah.
something?
They
Yes,
can always
it's done
extend.
by
it,
next summer. Matt has been very proactive though in making sure that we are ready to go and break ground and put out for bid the moment that we get that signed agreement.
For you run as rear end off 24/7?
Well, I'm
Well-
just curious, I mean, not to look on the negative side of things here, but what happens if we get to the deadline and there's no, I mean,
I'm
is there the
assuming-
possibility that they say, forget
Yes,
it, we
there is
change
a
our
po-
mind?
Yes, the state can decide there's.
I mean, I'm not
something
trying to
do something
be-
Like that, yeah.
Ask a dumb
Yeah.
question here,
They
but
can-
someone asked me,
Then I think we should just call the media.
somebody
Like,
asked me.
hey, they took it away from us, so you broadcasted it and
I
now
mean,
they're
you can't
taking it away.
squeeze blood out of.
I don't know, did that,
Yeah.
is that money coming through the?
Very true.
Is that
Very
from
true.
the federal government coming through the state? Cause that,
As I know, it was already given to the state, so it's the state's money, whereas Matt said last month that the reason that ours keeps getting pushed back is because of the deadlines for the federally funded stuff.
Oh.
And so they're working on those before they get back to ours. I'm
Mhm.
sure it'll be fine. It's just a process that it's in. But since we're talking about that, Fergie and I actually had this conversation the other day. We are gonna have to maintain that land and those roads and so we have to mow the detention ponds and mow
Already mowing it,
those
yeah.
ditches. We are not currently doing anything with that property.
Oh, you property.
So just
No, cause we
something to
rented it
be-
out.
The detention
it's
pond
just
is
our
already
ground.
ours, and right now we rent it, so.
Yeah.
Just something to be aware of going into the next fiscal year is that we are gonna have to be aware that some of those costs are gonna go up. And if
You
the
can mow in the
building is
back.
ours, we're gonna have to maintain it.
It's,
We need more mowing?
it's gonna depend on what
Yeah.
the terrain is, whether I gotta get in there with a zero turn, whether I can get in there and do a detention area with a bat wing, it's just gonna depend on the development,
The truth
basically.
is,
Yeah.
we won't know.
Well,
until
we won't know till next
find
year.
the
Until we start
terms.
developing
Yes.
it.
Yes,
Right.
Yep, but just be aware that next fiscal year, there's gonna be some increases in the budget simply because we now are maintaining something we haven't maintained
Well,
in
we
the
may
past.
also get an income off of it that may offset.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
We'll have to wait and see.
absolutely.
I will be aware that that's possible.
outstanding.
All right, I think that's it now for you. You done?
Yes, I think I am.
Well, we were doing
Yeah.
economic development.
Who's running this meeting?
Hold on. Go ahead, John.
What? No,
I thought you had.
no,
I do have a question that has nothing to do with this. Our sign, when are we getting our sign?
Yeah,
Actually, I got a message from them. It should be in before this month is out.
It should be installed before
Yes.
this month is out? All
Yes,
right.
no, they emailed me to confirm that the ground was ready. I assured them that it was, and so they emailed me back and said their goal is to have it done before September is out.
Were they just asking if there was concrete that we needed to remove it, or were they asking
Just say-
something to?
they had it done in 2 days. I mean, come on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
There was a back order on it.
then I emailed you.
You started digging.
They did.
Because, yeah, we ripped the bollards, we ripped everything out.
He just wanted to make sure that
Oh,
everything had
okay.
come out.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
He was not
Yep.
stop until it was
No,
out.
but the sign people contacted me last week to ask me if we had, what we had removed, to make sure it was solidly removed. So they said they'd be here before the month is out.
Hopefully they'll start soon. Anybody else have anything on economic development? Anything on unfinished business? Public comments?
We don't have any public.
we
in
motion to
Maryland.
adjourn.
There you go.
That makes them. Adjourn. Nathan seconds, roll call? Nope,
All
sorry.
in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
What time?
80, what was it?
7:36.
Thank you, John.